we know now that the government have rolled out plans to send potential asylum seekers to Rwanda in order to tackle the migrant crisis. But will it work? Panel, what do we think about this? Connor, is this the right way to go?
Well, the Rwandans seem quite happy with it because obviously we're giving them quite a decent cash payment. I don't think the 120 million figure is going to stick. However, pretty much anything at this point is going to be more cost effective than what we're doing because we're paying 1.8 billion a year and it's going up and up.
Yeah.
And the laughable thing of the Labour Party saying, oh, it's too expensive, it's utterly unaffordable, it's infeasible. Well, I don't think that they've got a complaint about cost when they voted for the lockdown policy, when they're happy to take a few thousand ahead for the Labour councils to repatriate these migrants. I think they're just worried about losing a paycheck and a voter base.
What do you think, David? Is it cruel sending people off to Rwanda?
Well, let's be honest. Are they doing it to ruffle feathers? Only 2 weeks ago, they were saying, how's the Ukrainian? You know? Now they're saying, send these refugees to Rwanda. To be honest, if I'm on all honesty, I don't think it's going to happen. It's a distraction. It's cock and bull story, and I guarantee you in 4 weeks you won't have heard of it again. No one's going to Rwanda, not whatsoever.
Do you not think, though, that the manner in which people are crossing the channel illegally is a problem that must be addressed?
Oh, 100%. And if you have to look at the statistics, if you have to look how it's getting done, come on, they're coming from Middle East and Africa, and they have numerous countries to go to, wealthy countries, before they reach us. Let's be honest, OK? So they could go to those countries. Yeah. But are they lying about the numbers? I cannot imagine. You've seen the pictures of people in the dinghy. There's no way. I've worked out at sea. There's no way on one of those dinghies you are getting across that channel. It's impossible. You know, there's what, 15 people, 20 people overloaded on there. You get a wave, you're done before you're even leaving 100 metres off that beach. So whether it's another fallacy by the system, you know, trying to get us against each other, that's more my liking to the matter.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is that we want a fair immigration policy.
100%, definitely.
And these people that undermine it, I mean, in the end, it's probably not the people in the dinghies, but it's the gangsters behind this industry. And we do need to break that business model, don't we?
But what's the number of people illegally crossing the sea? I'm sure
last year, 28,500.
28,000.
So you question that figure?
I question that number.
I absolutely don't. I
can't imagine it.
The amount of hotels
I know what
that
you're saying
out.
about the practical thing. I get that it might sink one big wave and everything. But the figures do speak for themselves. And actually, I don't think that they... if anything, I think they would actually lower the figures because it's a huge embarrassment. But they are not...
It's a small ferry point. Right, surely you would have naval ships. Well, you do. We have our naval ships, Coast Guard, patrolling that area to pick up a dinghy.
They're the ones bringing them in. They're the RNLI, the ones ferrying them in. And then, as well, I really want an answer on this. I'm wondering what they're doing with all the dinghies, because they must be stockpiling warehouses somewhere. Are they auctioning them off?
Sell her in Spain.
No,
Wales.
They're all going to Centre Park.
Yeah,
I know where they...
Haven't you seen one?
No, do you know, they're stockpiling them. Have you not seen that? They're all behind things, and they've now had to take more land. And I zoomed in and I did a Google search and I tracked the place, the factory that was nearest.
Oh, wow.
I said, can you give me the number? Because I wanted to buy one. I want a rib.
Why? Where are you going? Where are you going illegally?
She's rounding everyone up and taking them all back to France herself.
Very morbid. Buy a dinghy, someone's sunk in.
I want it to Norway to put along on the fjords.
Does this feel, as David said, like a political stunt rather than a serious policy?
Do you know, I've never thought about it that way, but I don't think it is. I think it's gone too far, because you've got the president of Rwanda, he's agreed to it. I don't think it is. I think they're trying to do something and solving it this way. They've talked money, they've agreed an allowance that they're going to give them. It's 120 million a year. I know people are balking at that, but actually you've got to break it down, and it is, as you were saying, it's 5 million a day for them here. So it's
you could argue it's an investment.
It's an investment.
It's a
huge saving, because it's costing 1,825 million a year to keep them here. But what worries me, several things worry me. Rwanda's not a big country. I think there's 28 million people there. And if they're going to start taking the amount of people that we have here over there, not forgetting, and I have to go into the sort of like the breeding programme that they have, because they have about 7 children on average. It's not going to be long before there's going to be a complete imbalance, and you're not going to have Rwandans. They're all going to be immigrants, point one, which I think is really important. The other thing is that the Rwandan president, quite rightly, is saying that he wants to filter, he wants to know the background to every single person as much as possible.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Good luck with
It's not
that,
happening.
because we don't. But if there's any suggestion there's a criminal record there, he refuses to have them. Quite right. That means we still have them.
Yeah.
So what are we going to do? Also, they're going to use that RAF base up in Leicester, that... I can't remember the name of the place. I've got it written down. Linton on Ouse.
All right.
And they don't know about this. This has been arranged that they're going to transfer other people there and house them. So that makes me think, if those people haven't been told in England, do the Rwandans know?
Well, you have to say...
What's happening?
It possibly raises more questions than it answers. Do you
Yeah.
think the Rwanda plan will work? Mark at gbnews.uk.